So I've been slowly getting ready to go to the Card Show Melbourne, and I've realised we've got a pretty bad epidemic going on when it comes to card shows, and it's called smell bad-itis. What smell bad-itis is unfortunately we're all in close contacts when it comes to a card show. We're all very excited, getting very hot, very sweaty, especially in this Melbourne weather, and the stench that goes around unfortunately in these card shows is pretty bad. Now, a lot of my closer friends would know, obviously I collect sports cards, but one of my other favourite hobbies going around is I actually do collect a fair bit of cologne as well. And to combat smell bad-itis, highly recommend just getting a nice cologne, putting it on. Now this one's relatively expensive. I'm not saying go out and buy this one. If you don't want to pay the big bucks for Amouage Reflection Man, which is what I just showed, Nautica Voyage is a very good one. One of the first of the clones I own, and I think it's like 30 or 40 bucks. But yeah, if you don't want to pay big bucks, Nautica Voyage, highly recommend. Another relatively cheap one, I would go Acqua di Gio Profumo. And just to highlight my cologne collection, that's only about half of it as well there, but as you can see, I do like to smell relatively nice. And the last thing I forgot to say with colognes, number one thing you don't do, you see it with people a lot, they will typically spray the wrist, and then they'll rub it. Never ever rub it. Ruins the chemistry of the cologne, doesn't last as long, so yeah, never do that. Just again, spray on each pulse point and never spray in the air, walk into it, all that sort of stuff. Always do that. To the Card Show Melbourne today. I did speak about this card show in one of my more recent vlogs. Yeah, it's going to be the third major card show that we have now down here in Melbourne. We've got the Hobby Hangout, we've got the Melbourne Card Fair, and now we have the Card Show Melbourne. So I don't know too much about this show. I've just seen flyers, but they do have a wide range of guests. For those that watch AFL, Adam Treloar is going to be there, who plays for the Doggies. We have Brian Lake, who played for the Hawks as well as the Doggies, retired footballer, and there's also a few other guests there, not too sure, but in terms of the stores, all the big boys are out there. Cherry, the Hobby Oz as well. So yeah, it'll be great to get down and see everyone there. So the one downside of this card show, more so for me, I'm not sure about everyone else because I still feel like more people are with cards are in this area, but we are driving across town about an hour to Cranbourne. Yeah, it's not really central, but you know, we'll see how many people get down there. It'll be quite exciting to see. So one goal for today with the card shows, I feel like I've been getting a little bit better in terms of finding pickups at card shows. The Hobby Hangout I had 2 shows ago, I was able to get an Alperen Sengun out of 125 Prism for around 200 bucks. Was able to grade that, get a PSA 10, flip it for around $650. Last 2 card fairs, we were able to find some solid deals as well that I'll be able to sell on my eBay store. So I always try to go with the aim of going to these card shows, these card fairs, that I want to just make my ticket back, essentially. So if I can do that, last record some content for you guys, then I'll count that as a big ticket in my books. But yeah, in terms of looking for deals and everything like that, there's nothing in particular I'm looking for when it comes to deals because everyone's got their own prices, but you're just trying to find undervalued sort of cards. But certain players, I'm still big on the 2021 NBA draft class. Someone's just cut me off here, and I want to rage. But yes, players like Scotty Barnes, I think, is a great buy low play at the moment. Josh Giddey, for all the Aussies out there. Franz Wagner, Alperen Sengun. I think those are my big 4 guys from that draft class. Being a Houston fan, Jalen Green, I'm not too sold on him. I still prefer Alperen, but yeah, I think just their price points, those are the 4 I'm looking for, and then just other PC stuff, AFL stuff, it's just whatever I can see there. And I'll report back at the end to you guys what kind of cards they have for sale, whether it's primarily AFL, NBA, NFL, WWE, UFC, because I do get a fair few people that ask me what kind of cards they do sell at this show. So yeah, we'll take you guys along for the ride. Card Show Melbourne. Yeah, had a really great time yesterday. Ended up getting there at 10:30 a.m. The actual event itself started at 10 a.m. but I ended up leaving around 12:30ish, so I only stayed about a couple of hours. But yeah, I felt like I could have stayed a little bit longer. I felt like I could have gone 3.5 to 4 hours, but I did have a lunch tasting booked, pre-booked already, so I had to pretty much leave at 12:30 on the dot. And yeah, shout out to my girlfriend who accompanied me. Pretty much tortured her by, by her just standing there and recording and then just watching me go through cards and everything like that. But yeah, no, we really had a great time. So the venue itself, yeah, was relatively far. It was in Cranbourne, so about an hour from me. I know some people there said it was like around the corner for them, so lucky for them. But for me, yeah, it was about an hour getting out of there. So on a Sunday, it's not too bad. There's no traffic. It's not like you're going there in peak hour time. Actual venue itself was really good. It was open air, as you saw in the footage. Yeah, open side. So it was a little bit, wasn't really that hot that day. It was more humid, so it was a bit of hot air kind of flowing through there, but nothing too much. But yeah, a little bit humid. Like I was saying at the start, it was a little bit sweaty in there, I guess. But the actual venue itself was really good. There's a lot of space. It wasn't like the hobby hangout where you sort of like crammed to space. Yeah, I think this one was sort of the best venue I've been to in terms of like being open and having a lot of space. But yeah, if you have to go to the tables and there's a lot of people at it, of course it's going to be hard to kind of get around and all that sort of stuff. But the lighting there was a little bit average. Wasn't a massive fan of it. I mean, that's not really a massive issue for anyone. It's only a massive issue for me because I'm recording content and I'm trying to get cards. But I guess the lighting was sort of bouncing off the glass and being a little bit annoying. And then parking as well was definitely the best I've been to out of the three shows. Hobby Hangout is kind of hard. You do have to walk it's not like a massive walk or anything like that, but you do have to park a few blocks away. Same with the Card Fair Melbourne. That's sorry, I'm getting them all mixed up in my head, but the Melbourne Card Fair, yeah, parking is all right as well. Like you can, if you're there early, get some solid parking. But this one was a massive car park, and you can just walk straight in. I'm not sure. I wasn't there later on in the day, so I don't know how packed it got and whether that was an issue. But that was just one of the things that I did notice. So ticket prices were relatively all right. $20 pre-sale. You could also buy at the door for $30. And then kids who are under 8 years old were able to get in for free, so that's really good. And then I did talk to a couple people who were selling, and they said the table costs were around $60. So again, not too bad. I think Melbourne Card Fair is around $40, so that's probably the cheaper option if you're wanting to sell your cards. But yeah, $60 is pretty good as well. So overall vibe of the Card Show Melbourne, I really enjoyed it for its very first ever attempt. I didn't say till the end, so I don't know how the guests were, but from the vibe of everyone else that I knew that I saw there, they said they really enjoyed it as well. So a few things I wanted to note just before we get into the pickups, and there's a lot of pickups going on, so stay tuned. First thing I wanted to highlight was I did see a lot of kids trying to make deals in terms of selling or trading their own sports cards. And honestly, props to anyone that did that. Like, I still struggle with that personally. I don't know, it's maybe a confidence thing, but I really do struggle to go up to people, and I very rarely ever bring any of my own cards to card shows and try to trade or sell them because I'd rather almost not bother. But I thought it required a lot of balls for a lot of kids to just go up to vendors and just be like, would you want to trade this for this card, or would you take money for this card, and just making deals in their own accord. And yeah, props to them. Another thing to note is obviously geographically it was in a different location of Melbourne, and yeah, I did see a ton of new vendors. So a ton of new vendors meant there were better deals, as you'll see later in the video, but I also did see similar faces from other card shows, so that was a little bit repetitive, and I kind of knew what they would have, and it was kind of easy to kind of shuffle through them and really see if they had anything new. But yeah, it was kind of going to these new vendors and seeing what they had and picking my spots in terms of spending my 2 hours that I had there. And lastly, there was a ton of variety, a lot of Pokemon, AFL, NBA, NFL, UFC, WWE. Yeah, was a lot of variety in terms of cards there. So if you do want to check out the future ones and you're intrigued at any of those sorts of categories, then yeah, go for it. So let's get into pickups. Very first pickup that I got as I was kind of walking in was from Fastback Trading Cards. To shout out to you guys there, I paid $7 for this one. So you guys will know I do PC Gardner Minshew. He had $5 on both of these cards, but yeah, I do PC Gardner Minshew. I do have an optic holo of him, but you can never go wrong with optic holos of backup quarterbacks. And I think, he's eventually going to start for a team again. And an optic holo for $5 or really $3.50 because I got it for $7. I'm happy with that. And then Jeff Driscoll, another backup quarterback, out of 149 Prism. He actually is a backup on the Houston Texans right now. So I was kind of just getting this for PC. $3.50 of a backup quarterback numbered card. Yeah, not too bad there. All right, so I don't know how to go about this next pile, but I'll basically give a shout out to this guy. His name was Chris, and basically he was at the show to show off his storage cases. So basically the cases that you put your cards in when you're trying to sell them or display them. And yeah, he was basically just trying to sell the cases and rent them out, and then he had cards in it that he was trying to sell off his own PC. And he wasn't, when I was speaking to him, he wasn't actually too fussed about the prices. He was more so just trying to get exposure for the storage cases itself. And as you'll see, I did get a fair bit of stuff off him, and I was able to get some good deals. So we'll start off here. So here, I'll try and remember it in terms of single prices, but these two were $1 each. He had a $1 box, Louis Dampier, Optic Autograph, and Tony Bradley, Fast Break Prism Auto. This is the card that sort of got me sucked in. He had a case, and this one had $5 on it. Had $5 per card, and then I kind of just asked him, I was like, is it $5? How much is this card? And he said $5, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I just ended up getting it. And if you know the parallel, it's Time Lord, obviously, but it's the Prism Choice out of 88. So, yeah, Time Lord, Prism Choice out of 88 for $5. I'm stoked with that. Time Lord, Silver Prism Autograph, $15 for that. Happy with that one. Time Lord to 99 certified, and then the Bruce Brown Silver Prism Auto. So I actually bundled these up, and this ended up being $25. So it was 15, 5, and then I guess $2.50 each. So yeah, it ended up being 25, and then $1 each for the other two autographs. He also had a pile of cards, and I was just going through them, and he basically just said, we can just do a whole, like I basically was picking out cards, and he was just like, I'll just do a group price for all of them. So I think this one, so yeah, I showed this one on my Instagram already, but Jalen Brunson, Cornerstones RPA, I ended up working out in my head, so I ended up paying 8, 16, 24, 34, so it was $48 total for the lot. Broke it down into $8 per card. So yeah, I know I've directly said that this one was $8. He didn't price it as $8, but in the lot I've included it as $8 in my head. But it really does make up for the whole lot when you do look at comms. So yeah, the Jalen Brunson Cornerstones RPA to 75 with the chunky patch there. We also have the Lonnie Walker Dominion RJA. We have Bruce Brown certified autograph, Kevin Herter certified autograph, Mikal Bridges to certified autograph as well, and then the Michael Porter Jr. Cubic Rookie Revolution out of 50. So yeah, essentially, I mean, you could break it down. It was $48 for this whole lot. I mean, you could probably say yeah, we'll just say it's $8 for all that. I mean, that one's probably not worth $8, but it gets more than made up by the Jalen Brunson certified. So really happy with that one there. That was probably the best value that I got. Oh, I did say that was the best value I got, but you guys can make the decisions for yourself. So he also had a $3 box, and I was able to get these cards for $3 each. Again, bargaining it down, I was able to get it for a cheaper price. So we have D'Anthony Melton certified on-card auto, D'Anthony Melton sticker autograph, Michael Porter Jr., this is the level 2 Court Kings. We have Michael Porter Jr., the select tricolor concourse, Lonnie Walker to 99 hoops, D'Anthony Melton to 75 fastback prism. So D'Anthony Melton is, yeah, he's going to be like a bit of a sneaky, solid play, not solid play, but a solid player for the 76ers. He's already proven it, but I think the way the 76ers are going, he's going to be a very important player. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, $3 each for this, I think, is a bargain. And then this last pile here, I also got from him, and these were around $2 each. So even though, again, they were $2 each, we bargained it down. It ended up being like $1.50 each or something like that. And the $3 cards ended up being like $2 each. So yeah, these were $1.50 each. Jalen Noel, Prism Autograph, Lonzo Ball, Red, Yellow, D'Anthony Melton, Red, White, Blue, D'Anthony Melton, Prism Jersey, Ty Jerome, Prism Auto. He actually is starting to sell quite well because he doesn't have the greatest stats on the Golden State Warriors, but Golden State Warriors fans love him. He's a winning player. He knows what to do. He's got great basketball IQ. Ty Jerome, Silver Prism. We have Jalen Noel, Silver Prism. Jalen Smith, Hyper Prism. And Devin Booker, Hoops, rookie card. So $1.50 pretty much each for all these cards in that pile. yeah, it was just going through the boxes and then we were just trying to make deals on all of them. Got these next 6 cards from Cherry Collectibles, probably the biggest card store that we have here in Australia. They had a large assortment of NBA and NFL cards. I couldn't really be bothered looking at the NBA cards. I feel like that Cherry is smart enough to price their cards well for NBA and even for NFL, but I thought with NFL, everyone's looking at the NBA. I'm going to look at the NFL because I understand that market a little bit more. And yeah, I was able to get 6 cards that I thought were decent value for $5 each. So we have CJ Beathard, who is a backup quarterback. Again, RJA preferred. I mean, I'm not expecting it to go to $100 or anything like that, but it's still a quarterback. And if he gets this opportunity again to play a game, these cards do sell, and I might even just send it for consignment. Kyle Van Noy, Detroit Lions contenders, playoff ticket autograph, won a couple Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. Feel like, again, this could be an easy send to consignment. $5 for that one. I feel like I could get 10 to 15-ish. This one, a bit of a play here as well. Patrick Willis. So Spectra jersey, I think I was looking at comps for his sales, and I saw smaller jersey cards that were going for 10 to $15 as well. Patrick Willis, who is retired, but the thing is, if you don't know NFL cards with jerseys, like with the NBA, most of NBA jersey cards are game worn. The only ones that aren't game worn are the rookie ones. With the NFL, most of the jersey cards are actually event worn. It's pretty crazy. You very rarely ever find match worn cards. I don't know why that is, whether the NFL just is quite restrictive about that. But yeah, Patrick Willis, this was a jersey card, and then I went to the back and I saw it was game worn, and I said, I think this is worth it because it's game worn, it's not just event worn. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have touched it at all. TJ Hawkinson, this is the patch. He plays for the Vikings now. The XR to 25, really nice chunky patch. A little bit of the Nike there. Flip it to the back as well, and like I was saying, it's player worn. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to player versus match worn, but this one's a rookie anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Dre Greenlaw, this one I'm actually really, really happy with. I think if you don't follow the NFL, you probably just see this and you think, it's not really that great of a card, but he's one of the key players in the 49ers defense. I looked at comps straight away and it was like $25 to $30, so I was just like, gonna get this one for $5, so I took it straight away. Again, I think that will be a consignment submission. And then the last card from this $30 lot purchase, Ben DiNucci, contenders, wasn't really a great quarterback on the Dallas Cowboys, and I think he's in the XFL at the moment, or is in some sort of, I don't know where he is, he's somewhere, but again, a contenders autograph of a quarterback. Quarterbacks are they just have this higher premium when it comes to cards, and even if they're not that good, they still sell because more than likely in college they would have had a solid career, and then you have people that collect players from colleges and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like, there's a bit of a market for those sorts of players compared to other players in the NFL. But I think with Ben DiNucci, playing for the Cowboys wasn't that great. $5 for contenders rookie ticket auto. I will take that risk for $5. All right, so last little pile that we have, I pretty much got this as I was leaving. So with about 15 minutes left to go, or as in 15 minutes until I had to go, my girlfriend called it quits. She was like, I can't hang with this. My back's killing me. And I was just walking around trying to find deals. There was one that I kind of eyed off at the start, and I was like, I think I can work with this one, and I'll explain why, because I ended up getting it. But I ended up, I'll hide it because it's a package deal, but I ended up coming back and working out a deal with this one because I just thought it was a really good deal, and you guys can let me know if you agree. So total was $250 for this whole lot. We have the Kevon Looney Blue Prism, Blue Select out of $199, so out of $249. So $1 for that. Key Golden State player. Alperen Sengun, my man, out of $249 plates and patches. Again, I've told you guys, Chronicles does sell well on my eBay store. And then Bones Highland out of $249, plates and patches as well. So $3, $1. But the card that I'm talking about that I included in the lot as the main draw card was the Joel Embiid Gold Standard on-card autograph. So his ticket price is $280. I tried to get it for $230, and then we came up with a deal to do it for $250 with all 4 cards. But I'm pretty happy with this purchase. I think the comps, around $250 to $300-ish US. So it's actually fairly a bit of a big jump. But I think when I was thinking about it, even when I looked at the price before looking at comps, I was actually kind of like saying to myself, I actually want to go for this card. And the reason being is that I thought out of the 5 MVP candidates that we currently have, we've got Embiid. Embiid's probably 5th right now, but in terms of the 4 players above him, we have uh, Tatum, I'm going blank, Jokic and Giannis. And you look at their rookie autographs, and I mean, if it's an on-card autograph, it's going in that $700 plus range, especially for someone like, I mean, Luka and Giannis are on-card over 1,000, Jokic, yeah, over 1,000 as well, and then Tatum probably about that 750 to 1,000 range. I think you can find a Spectra for that. So I thought Joel Embiid, there were less sets going around in 2014 to 15, $250 for someone who seems to be in the MVP conversation every season. I thought, yeah, I'm going for this. Like even without comps, I'm just going to go for it because I think that is a solid price point to enter at. And I think the 76ers look all right this season. I know they always look good every season, but then they drop off in the playoffs. So I'm hoping that they actually can perform well. But I think at the price point that I could enter in for Joel Embiid, I thought, yeah, I'm going to buy it for $250 with the other 3 cards. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think of my logic when it came to this. But I just think in terms of the other 4 MVP candidates, that Joel Embiid rookie auto stuff is pretty cheap and a little bit undervalued in terms of that respect. So that's it for my initial thoughts and a quick recap of my purchases from the Card Show Melbourne. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. And if you want to see what the Melbourne Card Fair was like, I'll leave it in the top corner over here. But yeah, I appreciate you guys as always, and I'll see you guys all in future videos. Take care.